Christian missionary?
I'm a Christian.
Are you a missionary?
I'm a Christian.
Are you a father or a pastor?
Say that again.
Are you a father or a pastor or a...
No, I'm a Christian.
All right, hello everyone, and peace of the Lord to all of you. I hope my voice coming good and clear. Today, our topic about Muslims. Actually, they call themselves Muslims. I don't know why. I mean, they don't even know what Muslim mean. But this so-called Islam, they claim that they have answer, they have the truth. They knew what happened in history. They knew what will happen in the future. They have a God. He is one God, but this God don't have a son. But the second you ask them a question about their stupid book, you get all the stupid answers you can imagine. And today we are going to watch together later a video from Zakir Naik. Zakir Naik, he go on the stage, but he don't dare to debate. It's just like, ask me a question and I refuted you and you cannot argue with me. That's it, So whatever I say to you is a refutation. And because they do those kind of a stage thing in their environment, which mean all the audience is Muslims, and there's maybe 5, 10 people who they are invited in for such a purpose, supposedly, to give a spice to their scholar who nobody can answer or nobody can refute. But all of us, we knew that Zakir Naik, he is the last one who can really speak of his religion. He did not know anything about his, his cult. And the same as Ahmed Didat, all of them actually, they are just doing business. Actually, name for me one person, just one. You heard of before, you watch him, you heard him in person or in YouTube or etc. He can answer one question about Islam. And today is no different. When a Christian person, he asks Zakir Naik a question about his, about the stupid Quran.
But I want to go into, first of all, the clarity about God having a son or not. And I discovered from checking the Quran chapter 39, verse 4.
Verse 4, yes?
So
Zakir Naik, he was so angry. And he gave a very stupid answer, And the argument was about, can Allah have a son?
But Allah will not decree ungodly things like becoming a human being, like having a son. That's for human beings. Allah cannot go against his definition, you understand? If Allah decrees the matter, yes. But did Allah say that? No. Allah says, Lam yalid wa lam yulad. He begets not, nor is he begotten. So this is the definition of Allah. The moment he begets, he ceases to be God.
Now, for us, by the way, Allah is not our God anyway. And actually, when a Muslim says Allah cannot have a son, that is additional proof that Allah can't be God. You see, the one who cannot have or do something, he cannot be God too, because Almighty is about what? Is about he can do anything he wants. So when this brother, he asked him a question, Zakir Naik gets so upset. He said to him, are you a missionary? Are you a missionary? Are you a missionary? You see how much they are so hateful, and you will see the face of the devil in his eyes. He's so angry, so upset for a question he cannot answer. This brother, he told him about a verse in the Quran. And the verse simply saying, if Allah wanted to have a son, he will have one of his creation, which is very stupid answer. I mean, what kind of God he say such a thing? But the point was mentioned by our brother here from Africa, Allah saying, if he wanted to have a son, he will take a son from his creation. So if that is not possible, why he is saying, if you want to have a son? That's all. And Zakir Naik, because he do not know how to answer, he said, if I say to you, if you are right, you will get $1 million. Does that mean you are right? And here you see how Zakir Naik, he manipulate the question and change the nature of it. Allah, he don't say if you are right. That is a different story. If I say if you are right, that means there's a possibility that you are not right and a possibility that you are right. Here, there's no possibility except one possibility. If he wanted to take a son, he will take that son from his creation. So Zakir Naik, he could not answer such a flaw in the Quran. How does God? He refuted the Christians. This is not an answer for any Christian. Because if Allah refused such an idea, then why he is saying it's possible? Either it is possible or impossible. So what Zakir Naik he failed to do is to explain how stupid the Quran is by saying, if Allah wanted to have a son. If Allah. And this can be found in the Quran, chapter 39, verse number 4. If you go there, you will find this. Had Allah willed to take a son, between two brackets, or offspring or children, he should have chosen from whom he pleased out of those whom he created. But the glory to him, he is Allah, the only whatever. Here between bracket does not exist in the Quran. And this is telling you that the Muslims corrupt their book. Because why you are adding things the Quran did not say. All it says, he is the one, and he is the, like, not irresistible. This is false translation. Al-Qahar is the one who, let us say, force himself in a very ugly way. Like, you know, he make you hate him. This is what Al-Qahar mean. Qahr. Qahr is hatred mixed with anger and revenge. You want to seek revenge. So what kind of God he seeks to even describe himself such a way? And if you change the translator, this is Hilali and Khan. Let us see Yusuf Ali. Look how they add this brackets. He is above such a thing. So if he's above, why saying if he wanted to take a what he's above? What above what? If Allah have a son, is that going to make him look bad? I mean, do you see how stupid the logic? And you keep changing the translation, the translators, you will find a new Quran. They add he is above all those things. Allah cannot do those things, and they add the brackets. All of this to explain a flaw and a stupid answer in the Quran. Same time, if Allah want to take a son, how a son, he is one of his creation, is going to be his son? Just to explain to you how stupid the answer is. We are talking about a son or adoption. You know the difference, right? We know the difference. Adoption is not a son. You have to say adopted son. So the stupid author of the Quran, he could not even give an answer which can be considered an answer for a second. Because if Allah desired to take a son, what do you mean to take a son? You take a son? You take from where? In order to have a son, the son have to be born. For us as a human, we are born of our parents. And that's what makes us the children of those parents. If my parents, they adopted somebody and they call him son, but in reality, this is not a son. In fact, the Quran refuses adoption, and the Quran insists that you should call anyone by the name of their fathers. So if we go to the stupid Quran, you will find this. The Quran confirms that the right thing to do in chapter 33, verse number 5, is to call a person by the names of their fathers. And what make a person the son of his father? Remember, Muhammad, he adopted a man, his name is Zayd. But because later he wanted to have sex with the wife of Zayd, which is his son from adoption, Muhammad forbid adoption for the sake of his sexual desire, because he's a pervert. So now Muhammad, in order to fix what he did, he says you call them by the name of their father. But in two verses after, you will see it says Isa ibn Maryam. So how you call everybody by the name of his father, but in the case of Isa, supposedly this is Jesus, you call him son of Mary? The answer is very simple. Because Mary, she gave birth to Isa. But who is the father of Isa? No Muslim can answer. They say to you, Mary, she was a virgin. But there is no way a virgin she can give birth. Still the question, as long everybody have to be called by the name of his father, the only one who don't have a father supposedly, or supposed to be, is Adam. But suddenly we find that Muhammad, because he's a thief, he stole the Christian story, he put it in his book, and now we have two don't have a father. But the first one, it's normal not to have a father because he is a created, he's not born. The second one, he is born, and that is supposedly Jesus. So how Jesus, he is born, but he has no father? If everybody, we should call him by the name of his father, as the Quran insists, as we showed you in chapter 33, verse number 5. So the stupid Zakir Naik, again, he failed to answer the flaws in his stupid book. When Allah, he says, supposedly, and the one is talking, not Muhammad, supposedly Allah, if you want to take a son, he will take it from his creation. Well, taking a son from the creation doesn't make him a son. Because son in Islam is someone is born of you. Not someone you adopt, not someone you buy, not someone you take from the market or from somebody or from other family. That is not your son. Unless Allah is talking about silly adoption. So the answer in the Quran, not only it is silly, full of flaws and stupidity, the Quran gave always very shallow answer for a very serious question. In the top of that, if we ask the Muslims why Allah cannot have a son, they will give you, the Allah himself, he will give you an answer. He will say to you, how can I have a son if I don't have a girlfriend? And that is additional stupid answer from the one who claimed to be God. Imagine somebody said to me, hey, Christian, how come you don't have a son? Me as a human, the answer is, well, I don't have a wife. I don't, in the worst scenario, I don't have a woman, you know, because you can have a son without having a wife by having a woman, right? But for us as a religious people who follow the book, we have to get married and have children. So why you don't have a son? Well, because I don't have a woman, to make it simple, in case you are an atheist. But it's not right for someone he claimed to be God, as we see in chapter 6, verse number 101. Allah himself questioned his ability. You see, it is not the Christian saying, how can? It is Allah himself. And here you see how this is destroy the inner of the God. Like when you say, like the Muslim, they have tons of videos. There's a video very famous by a mad Muslim. He called himself, I think, Muhammad Habul, something like this. He gets so angry and like supposedly want to show you he's a believer. Who are you to question Allah? Who are you? What do you think you are? Here we go. Allah himself is a questioning Allah. How can he have children when he has no wife? Here you see the stupidity in full image, because the Christian don't believe that God have a wife, and then he get have sex with her, and then they have a baby. His name is Jesus. They don't. We believe the Messiah exists before his birth. He was born of God before the Word, and he is born in the flesh from Maryam or Mary. Born in the flesh to be between us, to be born between the Jews who they are waiting for him, the Messiah. But he is still the Son of God. For he exists, Jesus, he said, before Abraham I am, a verse no Muslim can explain. And for sure they will deny. The Muslim, they will quote for you a verse where Jesus says, the only true God, to know that you are the only true God, but he's saying, my Father, who I was with you before the Word. They will not quote for you the verse after it. I was with you before the Word. So here the stupid author of the Quran, he failed again to give a very Look how shallow. They are not asking you, you're a God. This is an answer can be given from a human being. He is religious, he don't have a woman, he's not married. So he say, okay, well, I don't have a girlfriend, I don't have a wife. In fact, in Arabic it says sahiba, and sahiba means girlfriend. How can we have a child if we don't have a woman? We cannot. No man can. And this is additional proof that Allah is not God. For Almighty God, He do not need a partner in order to have a son. So why you Muslims call Him the Almighty? He's Almighty in what? Don't you see your God? He say, how can? Do you see the word can? What Allah is questioning? What can mean? Ability. How Allah can be able to have a son when He has no wife or children or a girlfriend? So what is missing is Allah to have a girlfriend. Allah by Himself cannot. Allah by His own power cannot have a son. And now we know that Allah is not even a God who exists. Muhammad, he used this name. This is a name exists previously by the pagan Arab. And the funny is, the Muslim, they tell you that the Arab before Islam, they were pagan. But if you ask them what the name of the God they worship, they will say to you, Allah. And not only that, Allah before Islam, He have 3 daughters, which Muhammad, he praised, and he asked the Muslims and non-Muslims to praise them and ask for their intercession. And this is what is called famous, the satanic verses, which is Salman Rushdie, he made a book about it, and the Muslim went so crazy and upset for something is all over in their books.